When you first start writing, especially your like first big project, there are just a multitude of different thoughts and feelings you could be experiencing at that point. You could potentially, have just a plethora of ideas surging through your mind, and you're super excited and pumped to get started, and you're just ready to hit the hammer, you know what I mean? Or you could potentially feel like overwhelmed and you don't really even know where to start. Whatever the case may be, though, it's a certified fact that if you have a guide or, perhaps someone you can talk to who has been through the situation before, it can help ease some of the stress of, starting and, help you avoid pitfalls going into it and, a lot of good stuff like that. Being that I'm, close to being a published author now and, have a little bit of experience under my belt, there are a lot of things I wish I knew as a newbie author. Sadly, I can't exactly travel back in time and tell, younger Pat all these, things that would have greatly helped to know. But what I can do is tell all you newbie authors out there and, help you guys along the way. How's it going, everyone? It's Pat, your friendly internet wordsmith, and for today's video, I'm going to be breaking down all the things that I wish I knew as a new writer starting out. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to make another announcement. Number one, don't stress about word counts. As a newbie writer, I was obsessed with word counts. I'd often do something like, okay, so I'm writing this project. It's going to be 75,000 plus words, 50 chapters. So that means each chapter has to have, do the math real quick, 1,500 words. So chapter 14, that had 1,320 words. Okay, but chapter 16 had 1,680 words. Okay, so those balance each other out. But oh wait, when I get to chapter 20, that's probably going to be on the shorter side. It's not going to make 1,500. Okay, but wait, nope, chapter 22, that's going to be a long one. There's a lot of action in there. Oh wait, but what if... So for me, either one of two things would happen. Either I would, hit the goal and no problem. Gucci, we're fine. Or the chapter would come up short and then I'd have to rack my brain trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to hit this word count goal? And 9 times out of 10, what that usually would mean is me adding filler into the chapter, whether that be extra words or unnecessary dialogue, conversations dragged on a little bit longer than they needed to, or just whatever useless bits of information that all it would really do is muddy up the writing and just make it suck. It isn't until I, wrote my debut upcoming novel, Anasia Chronicles the Blighted Flame, that I really realized that, word counts don't really matter. It's, the age-old thing of you want quality over quantity. Like, it doesn't matter if you write a long chapter or even an entire book that's super long, but it sucks because it's not written very well. It's still a turd sandwich. It doesn't matter if it's a 6-inch or a foot long. It's still shit. And so you should focus on writing quality, solid work and not filling a quota. Number 2, get involved in the writing community. This one is majorly crucial, so listen up. Unless you're part of, say, a writing team, then writing is pretty much a solitary experience. It's just you, your brain, and whatever you use to capture the delusions going on in your head. Just kidding. We all know that writers are some of the sanest people on earth. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're the villain, you kind of have to die. You're my favorite character. Oh, you gonna die, son. You gonna die, and you gonna die. However, there are several parts of the writing process where you can enlist the help of your fellow writers. What is especially useful is getting yourself a critique partner to exchange work with. If you're unfamiliar with the term, then you obviously haven't been watching my videos because I talk about this kind of frequently. But don't worry, you can fix that egregious mistake by hopping down below and hitting the subscribe button and clicking on that bell so you don't miss any future videos. Because obviously this was a slight oversight, you didn't mean to. So now that we fixed that, yeah, what a critique partner is just another writer that you strike an agreement up with to, exchange work with each other, read it, give each other feedback, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And by feedback, I don't mean just reading it and going, wow, this is really great. Or, yeah, bro, that kind of sucked ass right there. The feedback you're looking to give and receive here is more along the lines of, yeah, I really liked how you started chapter such and such. Yeah, it started off nice, it was great paced. However, around like paragraph 6, yeah, there's this little thing right here that kind of like dragged on a little bit, sucked me out of the immersion. I think it might be better if you try doing this, or maybe have you thought about doing this? Something to that effect. So yeah, try to be active in the writing community, and that could mean getting a critique partner, highly recommend, joining a writing group, or beta reading for other authors, anything in that vein. Just get involved with your fellow writers, help each other out, all that good stuff. It's Gucci. Oh, and you can do this locally or online. For me personally, yeah, meeting new people in person like breaks me out in hives, metaphorically speaking. So yeah, I prefer to be active in the writing community online on like Twitter, YouTube, and other stuff like that. So that's what works for me. But if you can get like involved in a local writing group and you guys like meet at the library or Starbucks or something, then by all means go for it. Of course, stay safe, socially distance, all that, get vaccinated, all that good stuff. You want to stay safe out here in this pandemic world. But yeah, if that floats your boat, go for it. Number 3, understand that writing a book takes time. Another big one. Yeah, when I first changed my major back in college to, study creative writing, I had to do some serious thinking about, what I was going to do with my degree. Because, bachelor's in creative writing isn't exactly known for getting people high-paying careers. Quick tangent about that, though. There are ways to, flip a creative writing degree or, some type of arts degree or whatever it may be. There are ways to flip that in your favor in an unrelated field. For example, when I was going for a job in desktop support, i.e., fixing computers, if you're not sure what that meant. You normally would see, and a lot of the other candidates had degrees in, computer science and, other things like that. Specifically, I was asked, just how my degree would be beneficial to the job. And my answer to that was, my degree in creative writing gave me the tools and ability to communicate effectively. And so I would be able to, talk to my customers and listen to, what their problem is and be able to, understand and comprehend what they need. And in turn, I could relay the information, the technical knowledge that, they're most likely not going to know, and give it to them in a way that they can, digest and easily comprehend and, would feel more comfortable with the technology they're using. So yeah, there are ways to flex your degree. And of course, there are limitations to this. You're not going to get a job as a brain surgeon or a mechanic or, something like that with a fine arts degree. It's not going to happen. But this is more so just to say that don't be discouraged when, or I'm just going to say when, because as a writer and a creative, you're more likely than not going to hear that your degree is worthless if you decide to go for a degree in, arts and whatnot. You're likely going to hear that it's worthless, and it's not. Don't believe the hype. All right, tangent over. So when I was changing my major in college, there was some serious thinking I had to do, and it didn't help having the added pressure of, okay, once I graduate, I only have a year left in my student job to, find a career. After that point, I'd be booted out of my job. And yeah, not only that, but as I was throwing my graduation cap in the air as I'd be graduating, I'd also be being kicked off my mom's insurance. And yeah, if you don't know, medical insurance is pretty important. At first, I thought about getting into video game writing, but yeah, that quickly, went out the window when I realized that, yeah, for that, I'd have to move to like California after graduation to have like a real shot at it. And yeah, I didn't want to leave my family behind for rent so high that you need 6 roommates to get by. Yeah, yeah, that went out the window. Then I thought, well, I could write a book and get it published. Yeah, I can write this while I'm in school, get it published. By the time I graduate, I'd be a famous author making just fucking bank. And yeah, I could, pay for my own insurance, be my own boss, and, all that good stuff. Yeah, completely misguided. For one, writing it takes a long time to do, especially if you're trying to write something of, value that's worthwhile and, worth being published and, selling to an audience. And also, trying to build a career in writing takes a hell of a long time too. And frankly, there's a good chance that even in doing that, you're probably gonna have to work a 9 to 5 to help cover yourself as well. There's a I don't have the specific percentage, but the likelihood of you being able to be a published author who sustains themselves purely on their writing, it's not a very high likelihood, just to be frank. The moral of the story here is that if you're trying to make a career out of writing, there's a hell of a lot of time that goes into it. And sure, you hear about quote unquote overnight successes that seem to just pop up, but I guarantee you that there is a lot of work and time and effort that goes into that person's career that you might not hear about or see about unless they, tell you about everything they went through to get to where they are currently. Furthermore, these are exceptions and not the rule, and you should never consider yourself an exception. If you do, you're more likely to set yourself up for failure rather than success. What you need to be focused on is, taking your time, doing things right, and try not to compare your journey to someone else's. It's called your journey for a reason. Number 4, some people aren't going to understand you. Writing is something that people often think that, they can do. And normally I'd preface this with a quick disclaimer stating, yeah, at the risk of sounding like a dick here, but frankly, I don't really care whether you like what I have to say at this point, because yeah, this one I take personally. Writing is not something everyone can do. Writing a book takes serious discipline and skill. It's not as simple as just getting the story in your head onto the page. There is so many things that go into writing a story that is both entertaining and compelling, but also coherent and well organized. It's really not even funny. Also, when you're writing seriously, you have to forego a lot of personal pleasures and not like that, get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah, there's a lot of times when you're, say, presented with 2 opportunities. You can either, stay in and, write as you plan to do and need to do, or you can go out with your friends to get pissy drunk. If you're really serious about writing, then yeah, this is a no-brainer, especially if your friends go out frequently. However, what you may find is that, yeah, people don't really understand that you're not foregoing a night of, partying and having fun with them to just shoot the shit. You're staying home and writing and working on building something special. If you're lucky, you'll have supportive friends who will understand and will just catch you next time. However, you might have assholes for friends who will, belittle you and try to convince you that, yeah, getting shit-faced with them is more important than your dreams and ambitions. So yeah, always keep in mind that non-writing folk will more likely than not get you. And yeah, some are going to be, innocently ignorant, and they'll mean well and just not quite get it. So in scenarios like that, gently educate them and keep it moving. And yeah, some people are going to be insensitive bastards who won't get it, will likely not try to get it, and may even potentially try to make you feel shitty about what you're aspiring to do. And yeah, to those guys, fuck them. Not literally, of course, because yeah, they don't deserve such grace. So yeah. And number 5, understand the mental toll you're going to be taking on. This spans across all creative fields. When it comes to, creating art, there's a serious mental aspect that goes into it. And, we've already talked about the discipline required and having the mental fortitude to say fuck you to all the haters. But there's still more to go over. First off, there's the self-doubt. And yeah, this is basically feeling like your writing is not good enough for, someone to sit and spend their time reading your stories. And, that goes even further by feeling like you're not good enough to be a writer and author who can sustain themselves on their writing, which, as we've said, is pretty hard to do. This means that you can very easily go through mental burnout. If you're working, like a 9 to 5 to, live and sustain yourself, and only being able to work on your writing in your spare time, that's a lot of work you're doing. And that's also not including any other obligations you have. If you're raising a family, if you're, trying to spend time with your, other family, your mom and shit. And just trying to not be a complete hermit here. That's a lot to do, and it adds up, and you can easily feel like you're being pulled in every fucking direction, and you're just not excelling at anything. And B, you can, go through the grinder. You can put in all that work that 40-hour job a week to sustain yourself and your family, only putting in your writing on the weekends and, late night or whatever you're doing. And you can just put 150% into it and still not make it into that club of, being able to live on your writing alone and, being able to quit that day job and, all that good stuff. And I can imagine that being super fucking discouraging to put in all that work, because at that point, you're not in that club due to lack of effort. So that could be pretty discouraging. Now you may think that, well, I don't care. All I have to do is have the mental fortitude to get through it. I will do it. This will be a thing. I will work as hard as I need to. It does not matter. I will make it there at some point, and I just got to put my nose to the grindstone 1,000%. I will make it to that point where I can sustain myself on that writing. And, let's hypothetically say that happens for you. Gucci, right? Not exactly. Allow me to introduce you to this little bitch known as imposter syndrome. You see, this nifty little asshole will make you feel like all of your hard work and accomplishments and accolades, you didn't actually earn those. Your success is just a fluke. The stars aligned and you were just lucky. You couldn't possibly do any of that again. You couldn't write a sequel as good as the first. You just lucked up. So not saying that is a specific thing that you are definitely going to experience if, you say reach that level of success and whatnot. You could not feel that at all. And that would be dope. I'm more so saying that, pretty much at any stage of your writing career, there's some type of mental thing that you might end up facing. So know that going into it, that if you're trying to make a career and write seriously, you're picking a difficult path. And that's also not to say that, every path is difficult, or there are some paths that are less difficult than others. I'm a firm believer that anything in life worth having, you are going to suffer for it. So it really doesn't matter which path you take in life. If it's worthwhile, you're gonna have to put in work for it. So yeah, this is more so which work are you willing to do? And that's it for this video, but wait just a minute, we do have an announcement. As you know, I've written a book that will be releasing this summer, July 16th. Pre-orders for that are already live, so yeah, if you wanna, pre-order my book, you can do so in the link down below. And if you do pre-order, highly recommend also entering the pre-sale giveaway. I'm gonna be giving away, book swag, some gift cards, and a lot of other goodies. So only makes sense to enter in that giveaway if you're gonna pre-order anyway, right? That's old news though. Here's the new juice. Anasia Chronicles: The Blighted Flame is now open for ARC reviewers. And yeah, if you don't know what that means, allow me to explain. ARC stands for Advanced Reader Copy or Advanced Review Copy. I've seen it both ways, but as far as I can tell, they mean the same thing. So yeah, these are basically copies of a book that is going to be released that are given to readers ahead of the release date in order to generate buzz for the book leading into the launch date and, as the launch date of the book. Basically, readers receive a free copy of a book that will be releasing soon, and in exchange for that book, they write a review about it and post it either on their blog or Amazon or Goodreads or something to that effect. So I've decided to distribute my ARCs through Book Sirens. This is a website dedicated to connecting readers who want to read and review ARCs with authors who, need ARC reviewers. So yeah, if you would like an ARC of my book, all you have to do is hop down into the description below, click on the link, create a free account with Book Sirens, download the book. And yeah, the book is available in EPUB, MOBI, and PDF formats, so pick your poison there. Now you may be thinking, well damn Pat, I want to read your book, but yeah, I don't have a blog or an audience, or I'm not a reader of influence. And to that I say, don't worry fam, I gotcha. Yeah, this isn't exclusive to just readers of influence. Yeah, anyone can go and click on a link, make an account, and download it. And yeah, blog or no, you can post your review to Amazon or Goodreads or whatever. You don't need to have a big following or a following at all to participate in this. Unfortunately with Amazon, yeah, you can't leave a review on a book until the publication date. So there's that. However, I have set it up on Book Sirens to send out a reminder email to those who download the book to, go and leave a review. I don't know exactly how this is going to work because yeah, it's kind of just a yes or no checkbox when setting things up. But I imagine it's probably going to be like an email that gets pushed out close or after the publication date with a reminder saying, hey, make sure you leave a review. But yeah, I'm not certain on that, but there is supposed to be a reminder email to do that. So yeah, if you'd like to participate in, this process and, read my book for free in exchange for a review, then, hop in the description below, click the link and have at it. And I do want to be perfectly 100% clear that, I'm not in any way expecting, a positive review here. I know I am bestowing upon you great literary hotness with this book, but yeah, I am in no way expecting, a positive review in exchange for the free book and process. Don't worry about that. Complete, honest reviews only, please. Peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for kicking it with us. If you had a good time, go ahead and slap that like button. And if you're new, consider subscribing, because we do this every week. Of course, you're going to want to hit that bell too, so you never miss an upload. Have an awesome day, achieve something great, and we'll catch you later.